What's going on, everybody? Land Farmer 73 here. Guava. Good evening. I know it's a little late for a lot of people. It's the middle of the night. But I wanted to come in here and talk about I lost my job. Now what? This is the live stream of the video I did the other day, which a lot of people had a lot to say about it. And I figured I would go live so we could all kind of talk about the situation of so many people all at one time losing their jobs. So that's what we're going to be doing today. Let's get in here. I'm gonna say some hays for a hot second. Hey Memphis, my own beautiful. How you doing? Buffy's Homestead, Wells 803. How you doing? Cassandra South Garden. How you doing? Tactical. Gwendolyn, I'm about to put these glasses on in a minute. How you doing, Kenyatta? How you doing? Michelle, Miss Henry, LB, how you doing? Lenora, G. Cole, light at the end. How y'all doing tonight? It's good to see y'all in here tonight. I want to just start talking about reality here. And I wrote down a few bullet points. How you doing, Kay? How you doing, Sean? B. Malik, Rosemary. Hey, Ross, how you doing? Hey, Juwan, how you doing? It's good to see you. Now, we pretty much know the product. My Renaissance Grandma, how you doing? Let's see who we got. Erica, my fly family. What's going on, my sister? Karen, Universal Vibes TV. Let me see. Rest Haven, how you doing? Chef Handy, ma'am, how you doing? It's good to see y'all. Okay, let's get into it, family. Look, I'm gonna start this out in the beginning of this video because if people, let me turn my tone down. I'm gonna talk about this in the beginning of this video, so if somebody else comes back and watches the replay, you'll already know how to answer. So I would ask you to put your comments down in the comment section below if you're watching the replay. The question is, have you lost your job? If you lost your job, what is your next move? I asked that in a 3 to 4 minute video earlier this week. And now I want to talk about it. And the reason why I want to talk about it for either 30 minutes to an hour is because people need help. See, you and me, we've been thinking about this a long time. But there's a lot of people out there they never thought in a million years that they would lose their jobs. How many people have lost their jobs, whether it was fired, laid off, forced retirement, whatever, put it like this, out of your control. Hey, Precious Soul Cow Garden, how you doing, sister? If you lost your job, you can go ahead and speak up in the comment section, or you can speak up now. Now, what I have is, I don't have solutions for everybody. And the reason I wanted to go live is because you may have a solution that somebody else needs. Let's see. Veronica says, a trucking company just laid off 1,000 truckers in the South. That's a little vague. A trucking company and in the South. Which one was it? And where were they, if you don't mind me asking? Okay, Empress says I was laid off. Okay. I want to talk about a realization here. My garden journeys, how you doing? Cassandra's South Fulton Garden says, I lost my job Friday, but it was reinstated on Saturday. Okay, I think I read that right. Okay. Thank you, Universal Vibes. It's a very relevant topic. Been there, done that. Job losses accelerating with the advent. Yes, correct. says UPS, Erica My Fly Family says UPS is laying people off to rehire. Wait. Is laying off people. No. UPS is laying people off to rehire for seasonal. Oh, right. Because you know they're temporary workers. Right. FedEx, I think your name is Chanel, says FedEx is laying off in Memphis, Tennessee. Okay. Right around the height of the beginning of the height of the holiday season, too. So that tell you, I want to talk about one thing before we get any further into this. Yo, if you don't have supplies right now that you're going to need in the next year, you may want to step the game up, because they're not going to have these supplies coming in anymore. This is not temporary. We're going to miss out on a lot of things that you need, like you've been putting off purchasing certain things that's going to help you get by. You've been waiting for a price to drop or something, or waiting for a good sale. I hear a lot of people talk about waiting for Black Friday sale. Yo, I don't see it. Look at the last 2 years of Black Friday. There was nothing there. They called it a Black Friday sale, but nothing was on sale. All they did was keep the price where it was. How many people remember this? For the last two years at the least, they kept the price where it was, and then they used the sign, the sale sign, marked that price up higher with a slash through it to make you think, hey, Bougie Prepper, how you doing, my sister? To make you think that you was getting a deal, and this was the same price it was before Black Friday. And after Black Friday, it was still that same price. They tried to trick a lot of people. None of these prices are going down. So I'm going to say, before we really get into it, if you need something right now and you have little spare money to spend to get it, that's going to help you survive, correct? You may want to go ahead and stop trying to wait for the sale price, because I don't see it happening. Okay, that's my own opinion, but it's a factual gauged opinion. Okay, let me see. Universal Vibe says, yes, department stores are only hiring new staff on temporary contracts so they don't have to pay redundancy as with full staff. Exactly. And when you pay temporary workers, you don't have to pay health benefits. You don't have to offer them health benefits. You don't have to offer them anything. You don't have to promise them a career. When you pay a temporary service, when you pay people that's there temporarily, they're just basically seasonal help. So, yeah, Erica My Fly Family says companies don't want to offer health insurance. Absolutely. Exactly. So, if they can get away with hiring you on a temporary basis, they don't have to give you anything, and they can let you go any moment, any day they feel like, without any excuse whatsoever. If they just feel like hiring you because they don't feel good today, letting you go, they'll let you go. And they don't have to explain anything to anybody, whether it's hatred, racism, sexism. They do not have to care. Said Amazon is hiring. Okay. So, let me see. Somebody else just said that they got their job taken, and I was talking, I missed it. I'm gonna try to find that real quick, okay? Because I saw it. So Montgomery Transport laid off nearly 1,000 truckers after they filed Chapter 7. Okay, thank you for that, Diana. Okay, this is what I was looking for. Marissa says, I lost my PRN job in Virginia Beach, Virginia, because the nursing home was closed down. Now, let's talk about that real quick. Before we get into it, there's so many pieces. This is why I wanted to go live, because y'all all see what I see. Here's a big change to let you know this isn't going back to anything normal that you know. This isn't going back to anything comforting. The jobs that are being lost right now, the jobs that people are being fired from, are jobs that you never in your life heard people getting fired from or laid off from just because. Like medical professionals, police officers, firemen, first responders, federal, I'm just going to say federal positions. People are being laid off from those positions and being fired from those positions permanently. And you know good and well, if you became a nurse, you know you got a job for life. You know that. If you were a police officer or a firefighter, you know you got a job for life. There used to be, you really got to screw up to get laid off. Something really bad has to happen for you to be a laid off nurse or laid off first responder. Something really got to be bad. Okay, well, there you go. Something is really bad happening. All right. So let's see who we got. Let's see. Hey, Gene says, it's crazy what. Yeah. Okay. Let me see. Erica, my fly family say, I told my job, if you fire me, give me 2 weeks notice like I have to give them. Absolutely. It's just out of respect. Like, listen, if y'all have to follow orders from higher ups or whatever, I told you I'm not talking politics no more. I'm not talking religion no more. I'm just talking about reality and facts. If what our conversation that we're talking about has to deal with that, that's the only as far as I'll dip my toe in, okay? So, let me see. If they have to follow orders, damn, at least give us a week or two notice. You right with that, Erica. You right with that. Give us a little notice so we can get our lives together, right? Let me see. Jeffrey says, I've been fired off my job and every bank in America wants their money. Okay, let's talk about it. Just because you got fired to everybody else is not an excuse why they can't get their money. Everybody still got their hand out. And rules, laws, and regulations are being changed as we speak to make it so you can't even file for unemployment. They're making it so you can't file for your pension, you can't file for unemployment. It's a lot of people right now they from the military getting their retirement from the military. They didn't get no check. A lot of people this month, is it this month or last month, did not receive a check. Is anybody from the military? I would love to hear from you. Anybody from the military that did not receive their pay this month? You're a retired vet and you receive whatever it is, retirement, disability, whatever, from the military. Is there anybody in the room right now that did not receive their pay this month? I was watching a report on a lot of people that did not get their pay this month. Okay, guess not. Let's see. All right. Let's see. Erica, my fly family says some people who got a notice, some people got a notice that they won't be getting food stamps anymore. Right. I heard about that. I heard about that. I heard about that. So, I know I've been on this right, Erica, my fly family said, now everybody is saying, how do I start a garden? Okay, let's talk about that. We've talked about a lot of the problems. We'll keep on coming in with the problems, but let's talk about solutions before we go. Let me see. Marissa says, you're right. Been an LPN for 20 years, and it's terrible out here. They have so many new regulations now that it's going to be more shutdowns. My other job has patients losing their Medicaid. Right, right. Say work in the corporate world, they don't let you know in advance is because a lot is afraid of employees would quit or yeah, of course, of course. Why wouldn't you? Okay, let's talk about a solution. Let's talk about a couple solutions. Okay, babe, would you mind eating me here? I know this, because I want to get your. This didn't go as planned, so I'm gonna try in her little house. Okay, y'all. Let's get into it. I've been talking about this for years. If you have not started a garden by now, wait until tonight, girl. No? Okay. If you have not started a garden, hey, Katrina.
Go buy some lettuce seeds tomorrow morning.
Listen, Lady Led has spoken.
Go buy some lettuce seeds tomorrow.
My wife just said, if you have not started a garden, she said, go buy some lettuce seeds tomorrow. I say go tonight.
I mean, it might not be open. What time is it? 9 o'clock?
I don't know.
8:30?
Hey, Miss T with the T. I see you in here.
I'm just thinking of stuff that takes the shortest amount of time to grow.
Okay.
And you can have a meal. I mean, yeah, you might need some salad dressing to go with that.
Yeah. So lettuce, growing lettuce. If you don't know how to garden, she just told you the easiest one. Everybody know that's the easiest one. Growing lettuce. Lettuce. And here's the other thing. If you happen to have to leave your home, you can take your lettuce with you. I will say this, another solution, because we all don't know where we're going to be in this next coming year. If you are renting or you're not sure how you're going to be paying your mortgage, I would say plant in containers only this season. I would say plant in containers, cement buckets, 5-gallon buckets, laundry tubs, whatever you got to do. But I wouldn't plant in ground if you don't know where you're going to be. Okay? And the reason why we said lettuce is because it grows so fast. How many weeks it take to germinate?
I mean, it just take a few days to germinate, but you'll be able to start harvesting it in about 3 weeks.
Can y'all hear her okay? I know when the camera be turned, the mic turns too. I know. No, I'm just. Can everybody hear Lady Led okay?
Can y'all hear me? Can you hear me now?
I should have a microphone hooked up. Okay, they say they hear you just fine. Okay, now what did you say?
I said because it takes a couple days to germinate, so you'll know if it's doing anything, and then about 3 weeks you can start harvesting it.
I was doing my mouth so they'd give them something to see.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so here you go. 3 weeks you eating lettuce.
Yeah, and it don't mind being in a container.
Lettuce grows perfect in a container. Ask us how we know. And kale does do well, but kale takes a little longer.
Yeah.
Okay? So somebody said kale, grow some kale. That's great, but kale takes a
Yeah.
little longer, okay? I would say grow some collard greens, mustard greens. Grow
Yeah.
your greens.
It just takes
It
longer.
just
I
takes
would have
longer.
said radishes too, but that's one of those things.
A
You
hit and
only
miss.
get you only get one harvest from it. The lettuce you can keep going back. You can keep if you don't pull it up, you can just keep eating off of it.
Okay, Arthur says I was growing kale on the balcony garden. Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. Sean says I've got mine in one of those little blue kiddie pools. Okay,
Oh
that's
yeah.
excellent. That's excellent.
That was one of my favorite ones.
Uh, Victoria says worms ate my lettuce and carrots and seedlings. I'll try again. Never stop trying. Okay, if something happens, do it again. Um, hey, TLC in the garden, how you doing, my sister? Okay. Veronica says you are so right. I see the people overseas who didn't want the digital ID and are homeless. At least I can grab my buckets and go. Okay. Um, you say microgreens? Yeah, yeah. Everybody always go to their microgreens. Microgreens for nutrients, but you really
It's wasting seeds though
right.
because if you're harvesting it
Wait,
while it's
say
still
that again because everybody always asks me why I don't do microgreens, and this is the answer.
it can become a waste of seeds. If that's why when I say grow lettuce, because it's something you can keep harvesting. If you just plucking your microgreens, they're not either you're completely plucking them, they're not growing back,
Or you
or
stun them so
or
bad.
you harvesting little bitty leaves. That means you need a lot of seedlings to harvest them little bitty leaves from. So now you're talking about where's this space?
Yeah, right. So, there you go. It's certain things that everybody they say, and the reason I don't do those certain things, some of those things,
In a pinch, do what you gotta
yeah,
do.
in a
But as
pinch,
far as
that's not longevity.
yeah,
That's
you
not,
would need
yeah,
so many micro leaves to have a meal.
yeah, that's just not sustainable. It's not practical nor sustainable unless you just growing tons of this stuff. Okay, the
So that
nutrients is
you
there.
gotta have a whole bunch so you can harvest all these little bitty leaves enough to have a serving.
Right, and it's for the nutrients, but then after that's gone, you left kind of hungry, because ain't nothing coming back. So that means you constantly planting more and more seeds, and you're not letting any of those greens go to seed to give you more seed to keep planting. So you're wasting seeds. So when people talk about microgreens, yes, they are nutritious and they are nutrient dense, but you're doing yourself a disservice by keep on harvesting all these baby plants.
I'm just going to grab a drink.
Oh, go.
I was just letting you
No, thank you. Okay, so you got to get in that garden. You got to. Now, I would say plant some fruit trees, but I don't know where you're going to put them. If you can get fruit trees and put them in a container, girl, dad cooking, what's going on, man? Thank you, Bougie. Thank you. I'm trying to see you. Your name is brighter than everybody, so when you say something, I can see you. Arthur says, I've been freezing my seeds. Is this a good method to preserve them long term? I'm not going to answer that because I don't do that. So I'm not going to answer and say yes or no. I've never done that, and I don't see no reason why. I know what you're trying to do. You're trying to stratify them, but I've never got into the stratification of seeds. I've never had problems germinating any seeds whatsoever. So I don't know. I've never practiced that. Okay. Now let's talk about it. If who is that? Hey, Audacity, how you doing? Simply says, yes, been learning to forage for all seasons. as well as with all that you're speaking of. Okay, got you. Now, if you can get a fruit tree in a container, I would say a peach makes a fairly good container tree for a little while, for longer than usual. Citrus, grow some citrus, some lemons, satsuma oranges. Grow that stuff in containers because you can bring them wherever you go. If you have to leave, you can take it with you. If you got to downsize from a house to an apartment, you at least you can still have your citrus trees with you. No, not dwarf banana trees. There is, I mean that's not what y'all think. Don't, when it comes to banana plants, please, that word dwarf is bogus. I'm telling you. Okay? Don't you'll never get any bananas like that. They sell those bananas in little bitty half-gallon, 1-gallon pots. You will never get bananas out of that. You have to up pot that in a container so big to get bananas, okay? Now, you got to look at the other thing about growing bananas. I've been growing bananas for 15 years. And you know what about bananas? You get one harvest. You put all that energy, all that nutrients into the soil to get a couple of hands of bananas. And it's like, you just spent hundreds of dollars on your water bill and hundreds of dollars in composting and fertilizers to get one hand of bananas. Erica, my fly family, says pumpkin seeds are good also. You could use the pumpkin and the leaves. Yes, you can. And I got something else for you. Sweet potatoes. Sweet potatoes you can grow in a container. I showed y'all. You can grow sweet potatoes and get a nice harvest, and you can eat the leaves. You can regrow the vines for next season, and you can grow this stuff in containers, and you can get a decent yield, okay? Now, I will talk about one other thing. While we in the garden, I'm going to just kind of smooth over to livestock. I'm not going to talk about the pigs and everything, but I will say, if you can deal with quail or chicken, I say do it. And I'm going to tell you why. I was in Audi, let's just say last week. I spied with my little eye a package of chicken wings for $27. I had this hankering for lemon pepper wings. I don't know why. I just had this taste for lemon pepper wings. $27 for a pack of raw wings at Aldi. At Aldi. So I said, maybe I won't do wings. I'm going to look for thighs. I'm going to look at the legs. I'm going to look at every other part of the chicken. The cheapest price I saw on chicken, remember, at Aldi's, was like $13 to $15 for leg quarters. The thigh in the drum was connected still, and it was six quarters in a pack that would give you basically 12 pieces for $15. But these are thighs and drum quarters, okay? So what is happening now is we're paying premium steak prices for chicken and pork and fish. So trying to purchase a ribeye or a steak is out of control. Say Aldi has really increased their prices. Well, in their, I'm gonna kind of speak for them, they have no choice. They really have. A lot of these companies are price gouging, but a lot of these companies truly don't have a choice, because I told you, We have no more supplies coming in. He's They're hitting these other countries with 100% tariffs. The problem with that is almost everything we eat and use comes from other countries. So if you hit this other country with a 100% tariff, that literally doubles the price. It doesn't go up in a 20%, 30%. It doubles the price. The company is not going to pay that because the company will go bankrupt immediately. They have to pass that on to the consumer, which is you and me. So if you used to buy a pair of shoes and they used to be $20, now they're $40 plus tax. So I don't know why people don't understand that, but that's how that works. These companies are not paying for that. They have no choice but to pass it on to the consumer. Okay? So, let me see. Say, get navy beans, black beans to grow your starter bean. Absolutely. Navajo. Let me tell y'all something that's real slick. I'm glad you said that. If you want to start a garden, here's one cheap way. Navajo just told you, get bag of black beans and pinto beans and plant those, and it's gonna give you that. Let me throw another one at y'all. How many people got chickens? Raise your hand if you own chickens. Anybody? Anybody own chickens, livestock, hens, roosters? Anybody? If you own chickens, you probably purchase chicken feed. If you throw corn to your chickens, have you ever noticed sometime they poop that corn out and it'll grow a corn stalk? Well, I cast whole corn out to my chickens, and they don't get it all. So I got corn stalks growing all around Freedom Acres because that's the corn that they didn't get to. So I was thinking, I go get me a whole bag of livestock feed of corn, and instead of feeding all of it to the chickens or my livestock, think about this, y'all. A pack of seeds of corn, a pack of seeds costs you about anywhere from $2 and up, right? And they give you like 5 to 10 kernels in this pack of seeds for the corn. Well, here you got for $20, 50 pounds of corn. 50 pounds of corn seeds. Will it be the best tasting corn you've ever had? I truly doubt it, but it will sustain your life. No, it's not going to be like honey cream corn and gold and white and juicy. I doubt it. It's probably going to be more like deer corn, but it's still edible. You can still eat it, and it's still nutritious, and it'll still keep you alive. So I just want to let y'all know, you may want to go to Tractor Supply or something and purchase a 50-pound bag of corn for $20. Because if you look at it, if you buy a bunch of those packs of corn, like for seeds, the little seeds, and they're running $2 a pack and up, let's stake at $2. You only gonna get 10 packs with about 10 seeds inside each pack for the same price you could buy 50 pounds of corn seeds for, right?
Yeah, but the thing about corn, you need a lot of space for that one.
Well, we talking about surviving.
Well, it won't sustain you if you can only grow a few stalks of corn.
But you got a stalk is gonna give you anywhere from 2 and up of heads of corn, ears of corn. I'm just saying, I'm just giving people ideas.
But yeah.
I'm not saying this is something like super quick to grow.
Oh.
It's just
Oh, okay. So
I'm saying
if
if
we're talking a different kind of time frame,
mm-hmm,
I mean, because you need 3 to 4, maybe 5 months for corn,
right,
and then you need several stalks so you can get 2, maybe 3
mm-hmm,
ears of corn. So how much? I guess it depends on how much space you got for that to really work.
right. Well, I'm just saying this is a lot. This is a survival hack. 50 pounds of corn beats 5 packs of corn if you're gonna be planting corn. And a lot of people still grow corn.
Well, and then as far as like if you get 50 pounds of corn, there's still other stuff you could do with the actual corn.
Yes, you can take that 50 pounds of corn, grind it down into corn meal,
Yeah, but say I could see doing more of that.
making flour,
Yeah,
making
I could
tortillas.
see making flour so you can make bread, cornbread,
Yeah.
and all the things.
So to me, that 50 pounds of corn, that's a mean hack, okay? So if you can get livestock, chickens, if you stay in a small place, chickens, quail, all right? Now, let's get into it. Let's get back into where we were. Now, I know we just came up with a few solutions, okay? We're going to go back to gardening in a minute. But with those solutions, I want to everybody say, "Hey, Lady Lid."
Hey y'all.
I want to talk about something else. Let's get back to some reality. This is the part that people don't want to talk about. The reality of losing your job. The reality of being laid off. The reality of being laid off or losing your job, and there is no subsidies coming in. There will be no unemployment. There will be no welfare. There will be no food stamps. There will be no government assistance whatsoever this time. I don't know what they expect people to do. So, we need to talk about what are you going to do about shelter? If you happen, let's talk about that. If you happen to lose your home, what are we going to do about shelter? Anybody got kids? Small children that need to be, taken care of? What are our thoughts about shelter? Okay, TLC says I got a team. Sean said yes. Okay. Thank you, honey.
You got no water in there?
I do. It's full of water. You raise your hand, okay? Here's in Herb says, lost my job in 2020 with 7 kids. We bought land and never looking back. We already had a 5th wheel trailer. Okay. Okay. Carol Brooks says, got elderly parents. I understand. Okay. Mike's Chaotic Garden. What's going on, my brother? Good to see you in here. We talking about shelter. If you lose your job, that means that's going to do the domino effect. We talked about the domino effect. You lose your job, you lose your income, you start losing other things.
Well, if you got a car, it might become your home.
Well, that's true. Okay, say it again so that they can hear it in the back.
If you have a car and nothing else, I'm just thinking like the average person might not just have a trailer. Look into figuring out the tricks of car camping.
Car camping, van life.
Yeah, I'm just thinking like minimally, but yeah, the bigger the vehicle.
No,
the better.
van life is just car camping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
So
car, SUV, van.
Yeah, car, SUV,
bus.
and listen, I know everybody been thinking I was crazy, But my bug out trailer that I've been building, that old trailer that I turned into a little place where me and Lady Led be traveling the country, have saved us thousands. Thousands on staying in hotels or have nowhere to stay, or when we have to pull over in the middle of nowhere. What'd you say, honey? Oh. So let's talk about it. Shelter. What are we going to do? Say my uncle lived in a school bus in Alaska for years. Okay. Sean does it all, says, honestly, I'm unprepared for that. I have a tent, but no vehicle right now. But you know what? You got a tent. That is a solution. Okay, that's why we're here, because we just throwing solutions off of each other. There is no real right or wrong for this. We're just trying to give each other ideas, because the grim truth of this matter is this will affect all of us, no matter what. And for the people that think they're rich, if it will take one hospital stay for you to go broke, you're poor. Some millionaires think they're rich, but you're not, because a millionaire can turn into a welfare person with one good hospital stay. 2 weeks in the ICU, you're poor. So people with $1 million or $2 million think they rich. You're not. You keep thinking that you're playing on their status. You're not. You just a couple stone skips over top of us. But you're poor. If all it takes, listen, with $1 million, $2 million in your bank account, your net worth, all it takes is for you to get in one fender bender and spend 2 weeks in the ICU, and then you're going to be applying for food stamps. I don't know why people think they got so much money and got it going on. That's all it takes for you to become poor. I've seen it with my own eyes. I've seen rich men have to apply for Obamacare. I've seen it. Millionaires that own companies, construction companies, that by the end of their hospital stay, it really wasn't the end of their hospital stay, but by that good 3 week to 30 days in the hospital, they were applying for Obamacare and laying off their staff. Okay, LA says, where do you put the tent though without land? See, that's where you got to get crafty. You got to get creative. There is no right or wrong for that. Okay, let's say this. You say, where would you put a tent though if you have no land? Where you going to sleep if you have no home? So the answer to that question is, trying to figure out where you're going to set your tent up is a lot better than figuring out how you going to get out of the rain. You know what I'm saying? Having something is better than nothing. That's if you have a tent already, that solves a lot of problems. So your only problem now is, where am I going to go set this tent up, right? That's your only problem now. But if you have no tent, now you got to figure out, where are you going to go in the first place to get out of the rain, to get out of the weather, to get out of the elements? Because I'm telling you, that's what'll kill you, is the elements. Try to sleep overnight and it's like super damp and just kind of cool. It ain't got to be ice cold, kind of cool, but the humidity dropped and all that dew is on you, chills through the night. It don't take much to send you to the hospital. Okay, everybody I feel does need land, but everybody can't afford land. So that's why I'm trying to come down to think as realistically for universally as I possibly can. That's why I haven't really did the whole land thing, the land's talking in this one. Because, I'm not going to discourage anybody about buying no land. If you can do it, doggone it, do it. But This gonna sound bad coming from me, and I don't know if I want to say it. I'm okay. I'm I'm gonna tell y'all what I was going to say, but it sounds so discouraging. I wanted to say it's too late for that, but I don't want to say that because everybody has a plan for them. So I'm not going to discourage. I'm just going to say it's not too late to purchase land, but it's not going to be as accessible anymore. It's not going to be as easy anymore. I'm glad you're sitting there because you're making my brain work.
Oh, wow.
Yes, it's not going to be as easy to find land, and it's not going to be as easy to purchase land anymore. And let's talk about one other problem we got. Okay? It's still possible. But we have one other problem now, that you may find the perfect piece of land. You may have all the money that you need, but they're knocking down all of the rules, laws, and regulations for people being hateful, biased, sexist, and racist. So they're making it okay to be like that, which makes it harder, even if you got the money, for a lot of people to purchase land, because if they see you coming and they look at you like, oh no, oh no. See, there is no laws, and I ain't gonna say that. They're tearing down the laws that protect people from that. So if you come in and you look a certain way that the seller doesn't want you to look, or that neighborhood doesn't want you to look, now those hateful people are being protected, and they are being allowed to be hateful. They are being allowed to be sexist and racist. Okay? So it's not just that land is very expensive. It's not much of it. But now we got to deal with, even if you find it, even if you got the money, we got to deal with, will they even give it to us and be fair? Because they might see you and the land was 30,000, but when they see you, all of a sudden it's 150,000. And they can get away with that. Right now, in this day and time, right now, they can get away with that. And I'm not speaking anything that I think. I'm speaking things that's factual and are being done right now. Okay? So with shelter, car, if you don't own your vehicle, how many people do not own their vehicle? It's not paid off in full. How many people do not own their vehicle outright? You're either leasing, you still making payments. I don't care if you still got a year, 6 months on. How many people do not own their vehicle? Most people don't. Most people don't. Because the funny thing is, I've been doing a lot of traveling over this last 30 days. And you know what I keep seeing? Temporary tags. Everywhere. All up and down I-95. Temporary tags. People just purchased a brand new vehicle. Brand new. And every time I see one, I'm like, what are they thinking? What are they thinking to buy a brand new vehicle right now? Woo! Okay. If you do not own your vehicle, please go purchase a tent. If you need to know what kind of tent you should purchase, please ask me now, or you can put it down in the comments section below if you're watching the replay. You need a tent. Everybody watching me right now, it's almost 600 people watching me right now. Almost 600 people need to be purchasing a tent. If you do not own a tent in any shape, form, or fashion, you need to own a tent. If you do not own a vehicle, because your vehicle can double as a shelter, like Lady Led said. Okay? Please go purchase a tent. Please. Okay, I'm going to ask you another question. How many people have never spent the night in a tent? Raise your hand. If you've never spent the night, if you've never stayed in a tent for a week, how many people never stayed in a tent for 7 days? Well, I can't do that. But raise your hand. Raise your hand if you have never stayed in a tent for 7 days. 7 days. Oh, wow. Jeffrey. Okay, wow. It's a lot of people. Okay, growing with Hudson, you haven't either? What? Oh, wow. It's a lot of people. Oh, wow. The screen is just rolling. All of y'all have never stayed in a tent for 7 days? Tracy says 3 days only. That's that breaking point. You almost passed. If you would have said 4 days, I would have gave you a little bit of leeway. 3 days is the breaking.
If it's a handful, if everybody else is a no, 3 days is experience. She can share something that the people that ain't never been in one could.
Yeah, but 3 days, it's like after the third day, you get comfortable with it. That third day is like, if I lay in this filth one more day, just, oh, wow.
Sound like they got some homework.
Okay. This whole video has taken a turn. It done taken a turn. It's almost over. We got about 8 minutes. No. Our next video, I'm not going to do it. In our next video, we are going to assemble a campathon. We're going to talk about that. Because ain't no way y'all ain't spent
like a
backyard
or in your house.
A backyard or in your house online campathon. Meaning you will have your tent set up and I will do a StreamYard. And I want to talk to everybody. I need everybody that's at home in their tents, whether in your house or in your backyard. I would like for you to chime in and let the world know that you're doing it. So, okay. The reason why I want this, the reason why I've been pushing this for so many years. Well, let me see. Don't camp in a tent in Michigan in the winter. Yes, you should. I did it in Ohio. Yes, you should. You need to get the right gear. That's what this is all about. You don't camp in in Michigan in the winter because you don't know how to camp in Michigan weather. You need to learn how to camp in Michigan weather. You understand? You have to have the right equipment. Camping in a tent is not a fair weather deal. You got to know how to do a 4-season or you in some trouble in the first place. And the reason why we're doing this ain't a little cute camp. This is, hey man, you might have to live in this thing. Okay? You may end up, listen. Come Come here. Let me talk to you. Let me talk to you. Hey, look. Do you see what's going on right now? Can you hear me okay? All right, come here. You know I love you, don't you? Okay. I don't want to see nothing happen to you. Do you see what's going on right now? Out here? You see? I'm not trying to convince you of anything. You see what I see. This ain't no joke. This ain't no game. Ain't nothing cute about what's happening in this country right now. So we gotta cut the crap and be for real. I've been saying for years, we need to learn how to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. I've been saying this for years. And it has dawned upon us right now that it's very likely right now that you won't have a choice for real. This ain't practice your preps anymore. This is no longer practice your preps. You can keep that. Now, you better be checking your preps. Checking them. Making sure everything is operational because you are going to need them. Listen, this country have gone off the rails in a way historically has never been seen before. It gets worse every 3 days. Every 72 hours, it's worse. When you think it can't get any worse, it's even worse. All it takes is 3 days. And it's worse. It's spreading like the C word. And it's spreading and it's devouring the country. And for some reason, people do not understand that this is not a joke. I don't want to fly off because we coming up on the 1 hour mark. I don't want to go over that, okay? So we're going to talk about this last few things and then I'm going to go. Food, water. Do you have any input on food and water? We was talking earlier and you had some input. What should we be doing to make sure that we have, is there a certain kind of tent? We're going to do a whole tent video for you, okay? Everybody, if you have no food stocked up,
The quickest thing is go get some beans and some rice. Cause that right now, I mean, even the price of beans is going up, but it's still the cheapest thing, and you'll get the most of it. Buy the biggest bag of rice you can get.
yeah, buy the biggest bag of rice, buy as many bags of beans as you can. If you don't know anything about canning your own food, or like nothing, storing your own food, don't even worry about it now. It's a little late in the day for that. Okay, so this is what we got. Canned food. Go purchase as much canned food and non-perishables as you possibly can.
And then here's another resource you don't forget. I mean, right now there's still community resources. There's still places that give canned foods out, non-perishables. There's still those places that can help. So
See,
go get that help now while it's still there.
now, baby, I'm gonna say this. No, no. I say don't go to these places that hand out free food. And here's why. Because those are for the people that really truly are less fortunate. Those places,
Well, if you're in a place where you don't, where beans and rice is, you're that person.
No, no.
Oh
If you
well,
still
yeah.
have a home, to me,
Oh,
if you
okay.
still have a home, you still have a car, you still have a life, do not go to a
But
food
we're
pantry.
talking about people that have lost a job. We're talking about that. They are the people who need
Well,
these
yeah,
resources.
yeah, yeah,
So I'm not talking about you still working your job, go hit these places up. We're talking about you've lost your job, right?
yeah.
I thought. Okay, so yeah, go.
Okay, but see again, don't be trying to stock up and store up with that food
Well,
pantry food. If you need
no,
a meal, go get some food from the food pantry. But don't be trying to stock your whole inventory and save up
no,
for.
don't be a scammer.
Well,
But
that's what I'm
yeah, don't
saying.
be a scammer. But I'm just saying, don't forget these places as well, and be, you know, out here starving, and these resources are still there in some places. They're not everywhere, but
Yeah,
if you live somewhere where this is a possibility and
yeah.
you have lost your job, go get help.
True, true. I just don't want the message to get across
No,
to some
no,
people.
I'm not talking about scamming. I'm not talking about stealing. I'm not talking about squatting in somebody else's property that don't belong. None of that.
If you need a meal, go to the food banks.
I'm not talking about crime. I'm not talking about taking advantage of other people. None of that.
Okay. I'm glad you got that across because
Okay.
that's what happens.
Yeah, I'm not talking about marauding. I'm
Right.
not talking about any of this.
Right. Okay. So that's
I
what
don't even want to say band together with your relatives, because even that can kind of become.
Ooh. Wait, you better scoot over here a little more. So I want them to make sure y'all hear this, okay? Okay. They can hear you a lot better now too.
I don't want to say every man for himself, because it's not that. Because if you can band together with relatives and y'all can do it in a way that benefits everybody, wonderful. But what happens a lot of times is one or two people start taking advantage of everybody. So that's the only reason why that's always my first thing. Like, we're better together if you can be together and y'all can, establish ground rules and everybody's benefiting, and not one or two people is steering things.
Right. Okay. I'm with you. And y'all know I totally agree because I'm always like, nah.
I mean, and I can imagine that there are some families that can do it. So,
But it's rare. That's rare.
yeah, it is. But if your family can, or even if it's not your extended family, but it's just you and your nucleus, your immediate like siblings, or you and your kids. If everybody's grown and they can, contribute, absolutely. That's
Yeah.
how we traditionally have got ahead, by banding together.
Okay. So, all right, you guys. Stock up as much food and water as you can. If you can't stock up enough water now, stocking up water. No, Nana just took her out.
Oh,
If you can't stock up enough food and enough water, water is hard to take with you. I will say this: purchase water purifier tablets, purchase a mobile water filter. I'll give y'all a link for that because that way you can be filtering water on the go. Get you some sort of mobile water filter. Okay? Because you can't pick up 10 gallons of water and be walking down the street. Right, Life Straws is so many of different filters or filtration system. But make sure you purchasing those things, because if you have to leave the area that you were born and raised in, and you have to move to another state, another city, or another state, one of the biggest problems when we travel and you like go on vacation or something, right, is drinking the water. The water makes you sick. When you go out of town, what's the first thing you do when you get out of town to get to your condo or your hotel? You go buy some bottled water. Don't be drinking other cities and other states tap water. That's a good way to get the bubble guts, all right, and get dehydrated real quick.
Wait, I had an idea.
Okay, come on.
It's not about, livestock, but it kind of is.
Okay.
About.
Hold on, y'all. Lady Liz. Okay.
It's about livestock that is stocked by nature. Like the hogs we saw on the side of the road.
Oh, okay.
But you need some tools to be able to get that. But hey, how many of them hogs did we see?
Yes. Okay. All right.
So, yeah.
Okay.
Get some of this wildlife.
All right. Okay. So Lady Liz says, take advantage of Mother Nature. When we were every time we back and forth to Florida, trust me, we there more than y'all know. A lot of y'all see us in Florida all the time, so you know. We see wild hogs from the Carolinas all the way into all parts of Florida. Somebody said groundhogs, but I'm talking. Right.
Hey, go ahead.
Hey,
groundhogs,
wild hogs, gator meat,
hey, squirrels,
raccoons.
Gator meat.
Gator meat.
You might get hunting them.
Well, I'm just saying, if you
you might become a meal. You might not need no more meals.
Oh, if the gator gets you, the gator is gonna get you. Gator is gonna get
it's
you.
Lots of wildlife too. I'm not saying you gonna need some preparation and practice for that. It's about having some skills, but that fishing.
Yeah.
That's another one.
That is one of the best. Fishing, but not in Florida though. But fishing, fishing is a skill. Everybody better learn how to fish. I've been saying this for years. Everybody should know how to fish. Everybody.
And having a little portable fishing kit is easy to do.
Mm-hmm.
You don't gotta have no giant pole every time.
Right. You don't gotta have
you need a hook and
a stick,
line and something, a sinker, something, a rock. I don't know, anything to make it go in the water.
Right. Okay. I said I was gonna go in 1 hour. I'm gonna tap on the one more thing. Sell off unneeded items to get as much cash as you can get. Have you a garage sale, Facebook Market, Craigslist, whatever. Flea market, thank you, honey. Get you a booth at the flea market. Sell off all of this junk that you're not using. If you have not used it in a year, it's junk. I ain't gonna say that.
I was about to say, what is this?
I ain't gonna say that. I'm just saying, you know good and well.
You ain't gonna need it. It ain't doing you no good. It got dust on it. It's not a camping item. It's not a survival item.
And it's something you ain't seen in years, and you could take it or leave it. Some of this stuff you could be selling out of your garage and out of your attic and out of your closets and out of your garage to purchase something that you need right now, like beans and rice and water filtration systems. We're going to talk more about that. I told y'all on this channel, we're going to be getting back down to basics. That means we're going to be getting back in this garden, and we're going to be coming up with solutions and talking about real solutions on how to get through this mess. Back to basics. Okay? So that's what we're going to be doing on this channel. Now, if y'all want to see me get crunk, I just opened my other channel back up. I went back to my other channel and I renamed it Uncle Led. and I'm about to be acting a fool over there. Okay? I'm just letting you know. On my other channel, Uncle Led, here on YouTube, that's where I'm going to be talking about stuff I said. We're going to be talking. You want to talk about politics? Go over to Uncle Led's. We're going to be talking about religion? Go over to Uncle Led's. We're going to be talking about the messy people in the political world? Go over to Uncle Led channel, because that's where I'm going to be breaking it off. I'm going to be speaking my mind over there. Of course, I ain't going to be crossing the line, but I'm going to be speaking my mind. Okay? On this channel, I need to get back to basics on this channel. So, because people need gardening and they don't want to hear about, people need solutions, but they don't want to hear about the problems, unfortunately. So I said, you know what we're going to do? We're going to talk about the problems on one channel, and we're going to get back to where we left off here on this channel before November. Was it November? Not November, February. Before February, we're going to get back to where we were, okay? Because this is what we need to be talking about. We all need to be together talking about this. Because you know as well as I know, it ain't too many people around you that feel the same way you do. And it's a lot of people around you. How many people, I'm going to take this quick poll. How many people around you that you found out that they love what's going on right now? People you loved, people you related to, people, some of your best friends, you found out they low-key really don't like you. And now that they've been emboldened, they are telling you, I have never liked you. And it's such a relief to tell you I can't stand your guts. Woo! I'm glad I got that off my chest. Woo! It's some people out here that been riding with you for years are now showing their true colors. And they love this chaos that we're in right now. So you can't talk to them anymore. And you know what's even worse? I don't know if you are anything like me, but most of the people that I used to rock with did want this. I found out the hard way, and I said, wow, I'm blown away. I would have never in a million, I would have put the house on your boy if you would have told me to bet against you. I would have never bet against you. But the people showing their true colors now, they wanted this. So that almost alienates me. And it makes me feel alienated, put it like that. I feel like I'm alone. But when I come on YouTube and see the like-minded people that feel like I do, if this the only way that we need to communicate, this is what we got to do. Because honestly, it looked like it's more evildoers than it is good right now. Every time I think somebody is down for, reality, it's like nobody is coming to save us. Nobody is even trying to stop this train, this bullet train of madness. And the longer that this goes on, the faster that this freaking bullet train of evil goes, the more momentum it picks up. So all I can say is, get with your folks, man. Find your folks, because it's bad. It's bad out here. And the more I see it, it's more evil people that love this than good people that don't want to have nothing to do with this. We can start this by calculating your debt. If you lose your job, or if you are afraid of being laid off, I want you to take a piece of paper just like this and write down every bill you owe. I don't care. Hey, come here. I'm gonna bring you close to me. Come here. I'm talking to you. You. When I told you to write down every bill, Netflix is a bill. Okay? Netflix is actually a bill. Yes, it's a bill. So I want you to write that down too. Some people are like, oh, not my Netflix. Write down Netflix. Okay? When you write down this list of debt to calculate your debt, I mean down to the penny, you have to, every time you put gasoline or fuel in your car, you need to get the receipt and count that into your bill, into your debt. That's right. Somebody said the internet. The internet is a bill, okay? YouTube and TikTok is a bill. All them apps that you keep downloading, you don't be reading the fine print. You just go ahead, double click your button when you download any kind of little goofy old app. I just need you to understand something. You didn't read that part down to the bottom to say it's gonna start out free for the first month, and from there on is $29.99 a month. Everybody quick to download all these stupid apps, but you never look at the fine print when you download an app. That app costs money. People be like, oh, I like to find this plant, so I just use my little app to find out what kind of plant it is. Like, boop, boop. That app costs $29.99 a month. People like, Led, you got the little leaf finder app, plant finder? No. I got a book and a thumb. And I'm going to keep turning the pages in this book and looking at this tree or this plant or shrub until this picture in this book matches that tree. I'm not paying $29.99 a month, and I'm not a professional arborist. That's insanity. Somebody said, what is tic-tac? You know what it is. This is tic-tac. That's tic-tac. I described a whole genre in one goofy ass dance. Am I wrong? I'm not making fun. When you click, if you say something about tic-tac on the news, when they show anything, any news about tic-tac, the first thing they show is about 5 or 6 videos of this. They don't show any news reports. They don't show anything, or this, facts. Facts. When they show any news about tic-tac, that's what they do to represent it. That's what the news media shows. And when you're trying to describe it to somebody, or somebody's making a joke about it, or they're saying anything about it, that's how they get you to know what they're talking about. It's the goofy dances. I don't understand. I'm not even gonna get on that. Thank you, honey, for your contribution.
You do me like a charity. Thank you for your kind contributions.
I appreciate your time and your goodness. Thank you, honey.
You're welcome. I hope it helps somebody. And And you know, I always gotta end on hope, right?
Yeah, boy, please give the people some hope. They can't see you, but I'm gonna put it closer and give them some hope.
Okay. So
Wait, I'm going to shut up because I know I might not agree in some of the.
you
Okay,
probably
I
won't.
won't, but go.
So everything crazy may be going on. And the news is going to have bad news in it.
Every day.
However, you cannot be swayed by every piece of bad news you hear. You cannot operate in fear. Do your best to prepare, but don't become fear controlled. That means use your logic. If you're only doing something because you're scared of something that has not happened to you yet, you're being led by fear. Be prepared. Be smart. Use your logic. Think about the one thing you can do next and focus on that, and don't get all depressed and run crazy. Basically, that's my TED talk for today.
Thank you, honey. That now see that was nice. That even made me feel better.
Yeah.
That even made me feel better. Hey, now that she gone, now that she gone, the aliens are invading. No, okay, no. But thank you, baby. People need to hear that.
Yeah.
And see, you know, that part ain't always in my conversations. I'm always like war torn, like let's go, let's get it. We got to get out of here. But sometimes people need those words of hope because this is. I know this sounds corny, but it's real. This is a trying time for the American people. Now let's keep it 100. I'm not going to talk about the politics. I will talk about this is the state of madness. I'm not talking politics. We are in the craziest time ever.
Oh yeah, everybody know that.
And there's a big giant spaceship headed for Earth going 40 billion miles an hour. Run for cover. It's the truth, though. It's the truth, honey.
Get out of here.
It's the truth. I'm just trying to get the people to hope.
Guava.
So this is how I'm going to end this video. There is a big old juicy rock, a big old green lantern rock headed for the planet. I have never wanted to see aliens so bad in my life. I have never wanted aliens to be here so bad. I really want aliens to come and shake this sucker up. I'm talking about even if. Oh, okay. You don't want none of this. You better go to bed. You don't want none of this, right? But I'm about to end this video on. You don't want none of this, okay? Look, I hope it is some aliens coming. Even if they plan on sauteing some of us, come on. If they got a spaceship coming, can you imagine? Can you imagine? Can you imagine that they land their big old giant ship and say, take me to your leader? Can you imagine that? What we gonna tell them? What if they landed in your backyard and they told you, take me to your leader? Oh, Lord. Oh. Listen, I'm going to stall for time so bad. If aliens landed in my backyard and they said, take me to your leader, man, I'm gonna be like one of them old school taxi drivers that you come from out of town, so they keep on driving around the same blocks of New York or Chicago, and you ain't familiar to run up the time on the tab. I'm gonna be wasting their time. I mean, listen, y'all hungry? Y'all take us to your leader. Yeah. I'm gonna take you to the leader. Okay? You calm down, Zed. Calm down. Zed a little antsy. Zed, you might be hungry. Look, I'm gonna run y'all around here to Chick-fil-A. Y'all, you want a smash burger? You want to go to Wingstop? Because you hungry, you acting real funny, Zed. Look, I'm gonna take y'all to get y'all a little something to eat. Y'all been on a long trip. How long you been driving for, like 4 billion years? I know you hungry. Take you out to the club, get you something to drink, meet you a little honey or something. We gonna get you to your leader, but man, at least calm down, unwind for a minute. You know what I mean? You don't just come into people, cities and towns and planets without checking in, son. You know what it is. You gotta check in, boy. So look, before we have to do all that, plus our leader, he ain't quite ready in the head. So I'm just gonna run you over here, man, real quick, get you something to eat, a little dancing, go bowling or something real quick. Calm down, man. Listen, hey, look, I'm not taking them nowhere. I'm gonna take them places to make them like sleepy. Take them to Krispy Kreme and shit. Take them to Krispy Kreme. Feed them a whole bunch of sugary ass donuts, and then take them to Chick-fil-A and get them that chicken sandwich with that damn jalapeno cheese. Just give them a bunch of good stuff till they like fat and sleepy. You know what I'm saying? And just, go get them a bottle of Hennessy or something. So they kind of forget. I want to keep trying to make them forget. You ever see like somebody relationship, y'all keep getting in arguments, but you keep doing stuff so she forget that she can't really stand you that much? Like, baby, come here. Dance with me. I know you mad. Dance with me. Dance with me. All right, one last dance and then I'm going to leave. Okay? Damn, girl. I know. Just damn, one more last dance. Give me something to remember you by or something. And then y'all start dancing, you start kissing on her neck. Then the next thing you know, you've been there a whole another 2 weeks before the next argument. You do that for like 10 years. 2 children was born out of that. That's how I'm going to do these aliens. I'm just going to keep putting it off. Every time they start getting crunk and start ready to be like, damn it, we said take us to your leader. I know you want to see the leader, and I know I promised to show you the leader. And I'm trying to stall for time for them to get out of office. I know you said take you to your leader. Look. Man, look. I got a doctor's appointment. Y'all want to go with me? You can't drive, Zed, no way, so stop acting funny. Look, I'm going to just take y'all. Just let me run to the doctor's office. We're going to go after the doctor's office. And then, the doctor said I'm sick, man. I'm going to need one of y'all to drive me over here to the clinic. I'm take them to Blue Flame in Atlanta. Take them to a couple strip club. Just something to keep them from meeting them. Because that's going to have one of two outcomes. Our world leader is going to either make them so mad that they just start tearing the club up, and that you ever seen Mars Attacks? You know how they zip, you know how on Mars Attack how they got. So either he gonna set them off like that and it's gonna be Mars Attacks, or he gonna disgust them so bad that they ain't gonna give us like the secrets to the universe. It's gonna be bad no matter what happened. I do not want this dude to talk to the Green Rock people. So yes, I'm taking him to the Blue Flame. Yes. Gentlemen's club, something, everybody, cigars all around. Finest cognac. Garçon. out, man. Keep them occupied. Get them some. Hey, look, let's keep it 100. ATL still got some of the most beautiful people in the country. I'm taking them to ATL, and I'm gonna tell my wife, look, I'm gonna be in Atlanta for at least 3 more years. So I'll write you. I gotta keep these mugs occupied because if they find out what we really doing in this country, they gonna tear the club up. And I don't want that for none of us. You know? So I am wanting the aliens to come. Come on! But I just hope, man, I want them to come. Help, man. Please do something. Everybody waiting on Jesus. How many people waiting on Jesus? Jesus! What if that green rock hurtling towards the earth at 4 million miles an hour is Jesus? That's like his Cadillac or something. Something got to happen. Listen, if that big old rock passed the earth and don't nothing happen, I'm going to need to talk to Lady Laird again. If that big rock passed the earth and don't nothing good come out of it, I'm going to need to go talk to my wife again and have her give that hope speech to me on replay constantly. What did you say about have hope again, cuz? Please repeat your hope speech to me. Because every time I cut on the news, I see that and I get sick. Lord help us, man. So that's all. I ain't gonna bother y'all no more. Just we're gonna do another video. And we need to stay on top of this, but we're gonna stay on top of it in discussion. We're gonna have field trips, Laird Farmer field trips, and we're gonna have discussion. We're gonna have in-class meetings, and we're gonna have field trip meetings, okay? For our next field trip, we're gonna get back in that garden, all right? So please stay tuned. I love all of y'all, and I don't want to see nothing happen to you. Now, Lady Laird said we're gonna be all right. I have to believe her. If you don't have a significant other to turn over and make you feel better, I let y'all borrow my wife's words. Cause that's, y'all don't know, I come across all hard or whatever, but man, I be needing my head stroked like a baby sometime, you know, and you know, there you go. I let y'all borrow my wife tonight. Cause the world needs hope and I ain't got no good words for it, son. Remember that? Hey, remember that? How many people old enough to know this song? What the world needs now is love, sweet love. It's the only thing that there's just too little love. If you know that song, you know you old, right? Oh my God. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. It's the only thing that there's just too little love. Do 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 do, do. It's the only thing that there's just too little love. Everybody, thank you for watching Laird Farmer 73. I love y'all. Stay safe. Stay hopeful. I love you. And I'm out. Gonna come back, talk about some solutions. All right? See y'all later. Peace. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. Sing it with me. It's the only thing that there's just too little love. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. It's the only thing that there's just too little love. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Thank you, y'all. Thanks for singing with me.